Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with a wrap-up video for this week's Playing on a Budget. Very much like this deck. It seemed to have all the answers that we needed it to have to the variety of decks in the metagame right now. I think it's very good against aggro. We didn't get to see like Mono Green Devotion, but I'm thinking that Abzan is a winnable matchup, especially if it's Abzan aggro. I think that we pair up very well against it. And Red deck's Master of Waves is just this card's just insanely good against anything that runs red in it. Stubborn Denial and Illusory Angel I think was a great combo. I'm thinking about going up Illusory Angels and just maybe cutting the Thassas down to a one of. Just one of these cards is nice to have. With so many Drummoka's commands running around, I think the Thassa is quite weak. And Shorecrasher Elemental I'm still not 100% sold on. I understand the 2/3/4 drop with Master of Waves. And Military Intelligence, though, does still seem pretty good. And same with Ensoul Artifact with the deck. I even thought about putting more Hypnotic Sirens or the unblockable guys, as they can draw cards off Military Intelligence and buy a Thassa. Bident actually worked pretty good every time we drew it. I don't know if we want another in the sideboard or not. But really like the Stratus Dancers and Silumgar Sorcerers. The Thopter Spy Network was incredible when we saw it. You could definitely go more of those in the main board or sideboard. In fact, you could completely cut Devotion route and instead of Master of Waves, just go cards like the Thopter Spy Network. And like Bident of Thassa and Thopter Spy Network is a pretty good combination. So maybe that's what we'll have to do is this just Shorecrasher Elementals out and then put in possibly 2 more Illusory Angels. I just think they're a better drop on turn 3. And the Master of Waves, even just hitting for 2 or 3, is all you need. You don't need to go crazy with Master hitting for 4 or 5. And Shorecrasher, for that reason, just seems quite weak. I do understand that it gives all elementals +1/+1, which means the Shorecrasher Elemental's a 4/4, and then it has the Disdainful Stroke advantage, or Stubborn Denial advantage off of it. You can, and also pumping this guy up can get the Stubborn Denial active. So too many, 2 Thassas too many, something. It seems like the deck needs tweaked a little bit to more consistently cast these Quicklings and Illusory Angels. Speaking of Quickling, maybe we don't need 4 of, maybe 2 is the right route. And then that could get... I think the Quickling, every time I saw it, though, I liked it. Other than when it did get stuck in the hand. But there are plenty of ways to bounce it through the Ornithopter, through the Faerie Miscreants, through the Hypnotic Siren, even the Harbinger of Tides. We didn't get to see that combination happen that often, but it could happen. And I think what this deck really wants, though, is a manland. And unfortunately, in the format right now, there is no manland. There is no Mutavault. And the deck is just desperately wanting a Mutavault. And or even like an Ink Bomb Nexus or Blink Bomb Nexus, just something that can do the 1 damage. Maybe a Thopter, the deck that you can sacrifice it for 5 mana to put out 2 Thopters. I doubt that you could easily play that card, though. And it could give that late game against like Abzan, that might have been the difference. If we could sacrifice a land late game and get 2 1/1 Thopters out to then hit with Bident of Thassa and then recoup some of our draws. Anywho, really enjoyed this deck. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I think we're going to try mono red for next week and possibly mono white if we have any more time in between Battle for Zendikar. I think Battle for Zendikar is exactly a month. Right now I'm recording this on the 24th of August, and I believe the pre-release is around that time. And then it will take a while for the release queue for MTG. I think it's 2 weeks behind. But we will still do Modern anyway, because it's pointless for me to do a rotated standard deck playing on a budget deck. Or maybe we could use the people will still be playing their rotated cards on MTGO before the Switch is legal. So anywho, let me talk about one thing really quickly too. With the new Scry rules, I think that this deck gets much better with the Mulligan Scry, as you can keep a lot more loose 6-land hands and Mulligan a lot more aggressively 2/6, and then have that ability to scry off the top to find exactly what you need. Because this deck does have a lot of ways of recuperating from card disadvantage, and it will allow you to get that perfect mana base, like the 2 or 3 lands, and then go from there. Or just another way to try to find an Ensoul Artifact. So I think that this deck will really, really benefit from the Scry rule. Again, comment section, let me know what you think about this deck. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. If you enjoyed this, please go check out my YouTube channel, Rogue Deck Builder, as well as my website, www.roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.